A good day and welcome to the latest episode of What Did I Miss? I have my serious voice today because we have a serious guest. It is the one, it is the only. It is Brad Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! By the way, a lot of people may not understand it or know it since we just came off of NBA All-Star Weekend, but you are, in fact, an NBA Celebrity All-Star Game ringer. That is on your
That's
resume.
right. I played in the game in 2019 in Charlotte. It went so well they had to cancel it the following year. It had nothing to do with the pandemic. That
Nothing.
was just that was just how dominant me and my buddy Adam Ray were.
Oh, yeah, no, I was so happy when I saw you guys were doing that. I was like, see, now that's fun. Like that I could watch. I wish that you guys were on it this year and I might have remembered to watch. But you, before we
Yeah.
even get started, because I was, scrolling through my phone as one does when they're sitting in their bed, not sleeping. And all of a sudden, you post a couple of videos about an upcoming gig that's not just like a regular upcoming gig. Can you please, because I'm stoked, tell everybody what it is you're going to be doing?
Yeah, and this is why like I know you were trying to get me on the show last week and I was like,
Yeah.
let's hold off. Let's hold off
Yeah.
because I knew this announcement was coming and I wanted to be able to promote this and talk to you about it. But I am a part of the brand new Cirque Du Soleil show at the New York Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. The show is called Mad Apple.
Oh my
And
God.
I when people are like, okay, Brad, so you're gonna be doing like clown work or like are you going to be doing acrobats? Are we firing you out of a cannon? No, I'm just doing stand up. I'm doing me. I'm just doing it in a very funny outfit. But this is a big variety show. So there is singers, there's bands, there's magicians, there's comedians, there is the acrobatic performers that Cirque du Soleil is so famous for. But it's all of those into one crazy show. The theme of the show is the most insane night you could ever have in New York City, and it's being done in Las Vegas. And apparently, the most insane night you could ever have in New York City involves a dwarf telling you jokes, which I am totally fine with.
That's how I've always pictured my most insane night ever. Okay, so a couple things. One, there was a part of me that was like, "Oh my God, is Brad a gymnast?" And like, I just didn't know about it this whole because that. I mean, that could we don't know what everybody can do, or maybe we all have these secret hidden talents. But also,
Sure.
your life is gonna change, right? Because like you're now on the like a show schedule in Vegas. How does that work?
Yeah, I go from working maybe Thursday through Saturday at a comedy club to working 5 nights a week in Las Vegas, two shows a night,
Oh my
um,
God.
a- and uh, and I'm gonna be moving out to Las Vegas for 3 months, and so I'm apartment slash condo slash Airbnb hunting right now. Maybe I can. Maybe there's an Airbnb that's like in Wayne Newton's animal
Oh,
sanctuary that I can just hang out with a bunch of flamingos.
there has to be
Um,
something weird. Like, there's got to be a weird Airbnb situation in Vegas somewhere. Has to be.
yeah, I want to do something like that. So I'll be living there for 3 months. The family, the wife, the dog, the baby will be coming out
Yes.
to hang with me in Las Vegas because that's what you want in Vegas is a 2 year old.
It's a
That's a
different
healthy
world.
place. A healthy place for a 2 year old. She's gonna learn a lot of life's lessons really quick. Like she's gonna be really good at drinking by age 4. Like
Oh,
she's gonna know to
sure.
balance like a balance of water in there. Like she's gonna
Well,
know how she's gonna know not to have too much edible. Like it's
no.
I'm really making her grow up fast, my daughter.
She'll be able
So
to tell you what urine smells like at 7 a.m. on a sidewalk, like which I think is a skill that you need
yeah,
personally.
absolutely.
By the way,
But
Cirque
yeah,
du Soleil doesn't fail. Like
yeah.
this is awesome. I am
It,
so
it
excited.
it's really cool. I love the fact that now it's like because I have a bunch of friends that have seen my act a million times, and so then when I come to their cities, it's like do we have to
Oh,
see you again? And I'm like,
God.
yeah, it changes, it's good. And now it's like, okay, now in order to drag you out to the show, I've got acrobats and other comedians. There's one other comedian on the show, and he's a freestyle rapper. So he goes to the audience, he gets suggestions, you yell out any word. I saw him do it yesterday. It was incredible. And then he does like a 5 to 7 minute freestyle rap
Oh my God.
about whatever topics get thrown out, and it's funny. And the best part about it is when you hear Freestyle Rapper, you probably have a vision of what that person looks like in your head. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, that's wrong, because this guy is a white British guy.
Does he rap with the accent? Does he have, or does the accent go away when he raps?
Yeah, he raps with an accent. So
Oh,
it's like
yes.
if Hugh Grant was a G.
Yeah.
That's what he's like.
He used
He's
to
awesome.
be. He
He's
used to be.
awesome.
Okay,
And
this is. God, I'm so excited about this. This gives me a reason to go to
yeah,
Vegas. Not that I ever needed a reason to go to Vegas, but now I have another one. And Josh Wolf lives there now. Like, maybe should we all be moving to Vegas? I feel like maybe we should all be
I
moving
think
to
we
Vegas.
should. I mean, why not? Have you been on Zillow and
I
gone
know.
around Vegas?
I
Like
know.
you can get a lot for a little out there. That's for sure.
Get you one of the
Not,
mansions for the price of a
yeah.
2-room apartment in LA. Like, it's so stupid.
I mean, I wish that was a joke, but it's not really.
It's not.
Like I was in New York a few weeks ago doing shows and also shooting promos for the show, for the Cirque show. It's weird. They got me like hopping into cabs in Times Square and like doing all this
Oh,
stuff. And you do what you do when you're an adult now, and you go on Zillow. I used to go on Tinder. Now I
always.
go on Zillow whatever city I'm in, and I'm like, all right, for 2.5 million, I can get a lovely 900 square foot 1 bedroom apartment in New
Yep.
York. Okay. And
Or
then
I
or
could
I
come
go to
down here to
Vegas.
Texas and get me 6
Yeah.
houses. Boom.
That too. You can
Put them all together.
you can own McAllen, Texas for 2.5
It's
million.
it's
The
kind
entire
of
city.
amazing. By the way, the one thing I always find fun about this business, and you kind of you mentioned it up the top there, was like you knew you wanted to put off doing the podcast for a week, right? And there's this weird thing that we always have to do, like at points in our career where we know we have something coming out, but we can't say anything yet. Like, that's hard. And
Yeah.
then you're going to New York and shooting promos. Do you only tell who? Just the wife? Is the wife the only person that knows these things? And an agent,
Yeah.
perhaps?
Pretty much the wife, and then the team
Yeah.
of people that schedule everything. And like there was a bunch of friends that are club owners that were like, hey, I see you're not booked from like May until
Oh,
September.
crap.
You're
Yeah.
wide open. How about we get some dates? And I'm like, ah.
I'll tell you about it in a minute. Just you'll figure it
Yeah.
out. I promise you're gonna
Yeah,
figure out.
you'll figure out why. It sucks keeping secrets, because I don't like keeping secrets, especially from friends and family, and
No.
especially when it's like something exciting. Like if it was like, oh, I've caught a new version of herpes that is only to dwarves, I'd be like, yeah, I could keep that secret pretty
Yeah.
well.
It's kind of
Or
cool.
if like I had dwarf crabs. I don't know why I'm making them all STDs, but
I don't either. What do
but-
you got? Something you want to say, or what's going on right now? Got some confessions
But,
you need?
yeah, that would be something I could easily hold as a secret. But this is like exciting. I want to tell friends, because I want the friends to come out and see the show. I get a little I get a bunch of tickets that I could give to friends, and it's all like VIP access and stuff like that. So
Oh.
like I'm hooking people up, and I'm like Oprah with these VIP tickets. It's just like, oh, you get backstage. You get
Because
backstage.
it's
Let's
like-
go.
It's always Cirque Du Soleil is always such a all right. It's such an amazing thing because you're like, I'm a human, that's a human, but yet why are they able to do that? Like, I don't understand. We all have the same body parts, and they're
Oh,
flipping
totally.
themselves through the air. So it's Mad Apple at New York, New York. When does it start?
It starts, I believe it's May 12th is when the previews
Perfect.
start, which you can get tickets for, and they're real cheap.
I love previews.
I just looked on the website, and I'm like, oh, the previews are like, normally Cirque shows, you can go to for like $200 a ticket or something like that. Like these are like $59, $69 a ticket.
Nice.
So go to the preview shows. Watch us suck.
No, previews are good.
It'll be fun.
I used to go to
Yeah.
previews in on Broadway when I lived in New York a lot because it was easy to get a ticket. You go sit in the front row and boom, done. And it's the same
It's
people.
great.
You're just watching them get
Yeah.
ready. That's all.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I'm
then,
stoked. I'm so like
Yeah.
It's not very often that somebody's doing something where you're like, oh, I'm genuinely happy for you. This is one of those times.
Normally we have to fake it in this
Yeah.
business. We
We're like,
yeah,
oh, that
it's
sounds
like
fun.
yeah, someone gets something and we're like, "Oh, that's so great that you're
okay.
you're replacing Tony Kornheiser on PTI, you asshole."
God, that would actually be kind of amazing.
I know.
Well, there's no real good segue from this great, amazing news into this. I'm not even sure what we're gonna call it. It's the Fight Club. We're going to launch a fight club today, Brad. And the only reason we are given this opportunity is because of one JJ Redick dropping a beautiful golden egg in our laps. I don't know if anybody was paying attention to First Take this week. That wasn't shade. I was genuinely asking that as a question. And he said a few things about Zion Williamson. JJ Redick is quite the media guy. I think he's very good at this, and I think he knows what he's doing. He's obviously got a successful podcast for years now. But he basically alluded to the fact that being on a team, being in a team sport like the NBA, is a responsibility as an athlete, and that part of that responsibility is, in fact, taking care of his body. I think we're all fully aware of sort of where Zion Williamson is on the body scale, like whether it's the weight or the health or the injuries, whatnot. He said, and I quote, "A complete lack of investment in your team, in the organization, in the city. I get that he's hurt, he's away, but you just traded for one of the 50 best players in the league. Hello, this is a pattern of behavior with Zion that we are seeing again and again. I was his teammate. I can describe him as a detached teammate. That is an accurate statement." Wow. That's almost the worst thing you can say, like, not a good teammate is a bad thing.
Yeah, not a good teammate and doesn't try. Like, I mean, like, maybe he just, because he was also a teammate of Joel Embiid, and maybe he's just, like, reading that playbook and, like, oh, that's what I should do, is I should treat Zion the way Joel treated Simmons.
Wait a minute. Are you Team Simmons in that?
No.
Oh,
no,
God.
No.
I was about to say, what are you talking
Simmons.
about?
At all. I am team # do your job.
Yeah,
I've
it seems
seen that.
pretty easy. It's okay. So basically that got us thinking. The only logical question that you could ask when you read quotes like that is, who would win in a fight? Zion Williamson or JJ Redick? We're bringing back celebrity fights. This time we're doing it our way. There are no rules in Fight Club, okay? You could talk about it and you can do anything you want with Fight Club. So we've got a tail of the tape.
We're breaking rule number 1 of Fight Club right now, but
we're fixing
it. This is we're starting Beadle Bash Fight Club.
I love it.
Beadle Bash, which sounds like the worst sideshow on Fremont Street.
It does.
In Vegas. No, tie it back.
Okay.
But yes, I'm stoked for this. I would love to watch these guys. Like, now we're in the whole era of celebrity boxing now. Real boxing is dead. It's all about the celebrity boxing, and if you can't get a Paul brother, then let's go and let's get a current NBA player and an ex-NBA player who's a disgruntled teammate, scorched earth.
Yes.
Let's go. The story's right there.
It's right here.
I just love it. I love someone, and JJ Redick, from all that we think we know about him, seemed like the consummate professional. Seemed like he was always there. He was sort of certainly a gun for hire the last few years of his career.
Sure.
But he seemed like he was always trying to be a good teammate, and that's what you don't want. Is you don't want your teammate calling you out and being like, "Oh, this guy didn't try. He didn't care. He was just there for whatever the Campbell's Chunky Soup paychecks."
I mean, that's the thing. It's not like there are ways to be a bad teammate, right? Like, you can just be antisocial. You can be kind of a dick to everybody. You can be whatever. But this specific attack about being a bad teammate it's body related. It's time investment related. It's basically saying, yo, I get that you're hurt, but what you can't do is what we all do, especially during the pandemic, was sit on our asses, watch TV, and eat whatever we wanted to because we figured, life's too short. I'm going to eat all of this. And so it feels like that's what Zion's done here. I mean, he even has that commercial, which I still was amazed.
The Mountain Dew commercial?
Like, who let that happen?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Come on. Here's the thing is now, and I found this out especially during the whole Ben Simmons thing, is like, if you came out against Ben Simmons, there was a group of people that was like, "Oh, you're coming out against mental health."
Right.
And it's like, no,
Not
exactly. Like, if you're having problems, holy crap, I feel bad for anyone whose job it is to play basketball who has a wide open dunk layup and goes, "I can't do that." I feel bad for that person. I have sympathy, but at the same time, that is your job. Like, I can't say, I'm a stand-up comedian, but I'm having problems, so I'm just not going to go on stage, but you must continue to buy tickets and pay me. That is
right.
That is different. So it's like, so yes, when you talk, when you start talking about Zion's weight, there is a little bit of like, oh, you're body shaming, but it's like, well,
Correct.
but that's your job, and that's
Right.
why you're being paid as much as you're being paid is to perform at a peak condition, and if you cannot do that, then why are we
Right.
paying you?
Right.
It's like I get the people that would be like, it's body shaming. He could do what he wants, but it's like you can't just be like, okay, my job is athletics, and I'm gonna get huge and not be able to do athletics, and then still demand the money and the respect and all that. And that Mountain Dew commercial, I
Dude.
mean, when they put him in the hoodie that was like 3 sizes too big, and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh,
And they shoot it from this angle, which nobody looks good in that angle.
don't do.
Nobody.
We've all learned
Come on.
selfie up
Selfie
there.
up. Come on.
Do
Maybe,
that
maybe not
angle.
Britney Spears level high, but like maybe a little closer
Yeah.
to this. But like, dude, and so, and I will say this because I do know we live in the most sensitive of times, and people love to throw that word bullying, shaming. We throw all those words around, and we've taken all the meaning out of all of them. And so, and saying that is this. There are ways to talk about things like this without being assholes, right? Like, I understand the difference between body shaming. Like, if we just sat here and ran a bunch of fat jokes about a person, that would be rude and wrong and not cute.
Yeah.
But we are talking about sports. We are talking about an industry in which your weight is literally part of your resume. Like, it is part of your height, your weight, your data. It is all part of it. And you have all of the tools with which a person could be at their best. You've got access to the best gyms, physical trainers, you've got chefs, you got everything you could possibly need, everything that most of us would give a right arm for. And so, yeah, it is part of your job. It is, I don't want my doctor to stop knowing how to do surgery or to not have to update. I don't want my, like all of these industries, you have to have parts of it that are key, and that's one of them. And so I'd like to preface,
part of your job.
Yeah, it's tail of the tape, okay? There are other aspects to this fight, not just going to be weight related, because let's be honest, there is a height differential here of about 3 inches to get things started. Zion is a larger man than JJ Redick, but I don't think, and tell me if you agree, I don't think it's going to come down to that simple of whether or not Zion can beat JJ Redick in a fight.
Well, because like, okay, so Zion is obviously has the size advantage, has the height advantage, probably has the reach advantage.
I would
But
think.
here's one thing:
And
is
the
I know
age.
that,
Whew.
and the age, he's younger. Redick does come from a family of 5 kids,
That's
and
fair.
one thing I know is that when people are one of many children, they're scrappy.
Okay.
They know how to get in there because they've been fighting their whole life, and if they wanted to get seconds, if they wanted to play with the toy, they had to know how to fight off their siblings. So
That's a good call.
he may have that scrap that I don't know if Zion has had. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen Zion fuck up a shoe. I've seen him
Really
destroy
killed that shoe.
destroy a shoe. So maybe he just goes full on, like the full Hulk smash on Redick and treats him like that Nike and completely blows him out. But I don't know. I think Redick's got the speed, and I mean, when you say Zion's got the height advantage, yeah, Zion has a height advantage over me. Okay.
I forgot who I was talking to, Brad. That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, 3 inches. Like, oh, it's 3 inches. What, are you gonna be like that reporter that asked Zendaya, like, hey, you're dating Tom Holland and you're 3 inches taller than him? How do you make that work?
I love
that was
them
a
so
real
much.
question.
Oh, a real adult person asked that question. Actually asked it out loud.
How do you make that work? I don't know. You do that. All right, it's 3 inches. Like, what is
3
inches?
inches.
Work with 3 inches. You're young, you're hot, you're rich. That's how you make it work. Tom Holland stacks 3 inches of $100 bills on the ground.
Thank you.
Stands on top of them, and then kisses his beautiful actress girlfriend. That's
She's
how
a
they make
unicorn.
it work. You ask me how I make it work with my wife.
How much taller is your
courage.
wife than you?
A foot and 4 inches.
Tail of the tape
So,
right there. How do you make it work,
in
Brad?
order to kiss her, I need a Batman grappling hook gun. So it's a little different.
See, I don't even know why this is all you. Okay, so then we can just throw out The size differential. It's out. It's gone. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
At least with height, because I feel like Redick has to get a few hits in onto Zion, but Zion needs to get one. If Zion gets one, it's like I forgot who Shaq fought. Shaq fought, I want to say Wally Zerbiak, but maybe it's just because I love saying the name Wally Zerbiak.
It's a great name to say. Handsome.
It's a fun one.
It really is.
Oh, it was Dudley.
Oh, it was. Yes. God, that's a long time ago. We're old.
Brad with the reference. Was it Chris Dudley? What's his first name?
Yeah, it's Chris Dudley. Right?
Chris Dudley. Yeah, Shaq fought Chris Dudley in a basketball game, and Shaq swung, and thank God he missed. Because if he would have connected, Dudley's a mountain of a man, and I feel like he would have just exploded into Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Brand specific.
I know, right? I hope they're a sponsor. Let's get them.
Yeah, I mean, well, Dudley is a pale white guy. I probably should have gone with Rice Krispies. But
we could connect it.
But like, so if Shaq connected, that would have been the end of the fight. And I feel like that's what would happen with Zion and JJ. JJ's got to stick and move. He's got to go, and he's got to do that. But like, if Zion just goes and just does one,
which he might. I mean, he might be so fed up with all of this talk about all of this that he's just going to have just this one moment. He's going to let JJ run circles around him. And let's be honest, JJ's a former Dookie, and Dookies have a reputation of being, how do you say, not above board, a little shady, a little smarmy, a little sneaky, if you will.
What?
I would
what
say
are you talking about?
He was once the most hated.
Grayson Allen.
I mean, right?
Level-headed.
Duke puts out some real hateable faces, okay?
Are
and
you saying
that's
that
the gift.
Christian Leitner wasn't a beloved person?
That's what I'm saying. It's a gift. It's a factory of punchable faces. God bless Coach K. He nailed it.
A factory of punchable faces.
It's what it is.
That is.
I'm sure they're great people.
That's what you call this episode. A factory of punchable faces. That is so good.
So JJ Redick is for me, he's the heel in this fight. He comes in with the baggage of sort of, because Duke is a polarizing place. People don't let that go. I don't care if you are years retired out of the NBA, no less. Like, people are going to hold Duke against you for the rest of your life.
I mean,
he hates
Zion's
Christmas Day
too.
games. Did you know that? JJ Redick hated and hates Christmas Day games. You might as well say he hates Santa. And if you hate Santa, you're the heel in this fight.
Well, as someone who has frequently played an elf for certain sorts of things, I have to be full team Christmas. I mean, that's the thing. I think he definitely is the heel. But like, Zion was a Dookie too, but he doesn't have the Dookie stank on him. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. So much so, we don't mention it.
No, you don't. Like, when you talk about Zion's career, you hardly ever say, "Oh, right," and then during his time at Duke, like, you don't even mention it.
Not once. I can honestly say I have never heard anyone talk about it. Like you just mentioned. You mentioned 3 names that you say their names. They had NBA careers that are having NBA careers, and we still think of them as Dookies. Like, that's a whole separate category of Duke people. With Zion, I think Zion's, maybe it's because his name is Zion freaking, like, you just have your own place in the world when your name is Zion. Yeah. Named after a biblical mountain.
It's such a beautiful name. It's the name of the home base in the Matrix movies, the last bastion of human hope. So it's like, it inspires a lot. And who hasn't been called fat on the playground and wanted to, like, punch the other person's head in? I'm rooting for Zion.
I'm rooting for Zion too.
He would just have to get that one hit in, but if JJ sticks and moves, and you know JJ is going to keep talking as he's doing it.
Yes.
So that's going to make Zion even more upset, and maybe that's how he gets him off his game. But I imagine JJ just wouldn't straight up fight. He'd be talking as he was doing it. Now, I don't know if he's going to be one of those guys that, because we all know the little kid that was like, and I know because I was this kid, I would keep talking as I was getting my ass kicked.
Smart. Yeah. Don't let
I
him
would
see you
still
sweat, buddy.
make fun of them.
Never let him see you sweat. Or
Never.
die or bleed. Like those things.
Never.
By the way, so there are a couple nuggets here on the tail of the tape for these two that I don't want to psychoanalyze, but I do want to psychoanalyze because on the Zion side,
right.
for example, I'm going to give you a few and it sort of paints a picture of who he is as a human. His at one point in his life, his mom was like his coach, right? He paid the salaries of the arena employees for 30 days. So we're painting a picture of a very soft, emotional, kind human, right? He watches anime. So he's got like a certain set of probably skills that he can envision and maybe pull from.
Is anime like, is that what you say when you're really into hentai porn?
Okay. Did I just paint the picture of a weird freak? No. I'm painting a picture of a sweet, gentle man. Like, what is wrong with you? No.
I don't know. Whenever someone tells me that they're into anime, I just think to myself, I feel like you're trying to tell me you're into hentai porn without telling me you're into hentai porn.
I think you have to take into consideration the mouth from which the words come. And I feel like in this case, it's genuinely anime.
That's a sweet guy.
Like he's anime. So you got sweet, guy. Right? Sweet.
Yeah.
Let me live my life, blah, blah, blah. On the other side, we've already mentioned his previous life, but I haven't given you these pieces of information. The Christmas thing, we know he hates. Yeah. He's an expert napper. He can fall asleep in under 5 minutes, which tells me a bit of a sociopath, has no guilty conscience about anything. Okay.
That means he can just turn off.
Exactly, which is it's a serial killer trait, is what it is.
All the horrible things that he's done that day.
Exactly. Just away. Gone. Doesn't count.
Done.
As a child, organized his toys by color and shape. This is some ID channel stuff here. These are signs. And then ate the same food before every single game. Every single game. Roasted chicken, baked potato, asparagus or broccoli, and a cup of coffee. Now, delicious meal, but it's the routine of it that alarms me. I do believe Zion Williamson is in a bit of trouble in a physical fight against what is clearly a sociopath.
I think you're right. This gives off a lot of like American Psycho vibes. And
JJ Redick's awesome.
Like if you told me that JJ Redick's favorite band was Huey Lewis and the News, I'd be terrified.
As I think
terrified of this man.
I think you should
like someone who, and I see him like having the chicken and the baked potato and the cup of coffee, and right before he eats, he has to like organize it so it looks perfect.
They can't touch.
And then and then he has I don't see him as someone who has washed silverware. Like I think he has new wrapped plastic silverware every meal.
Good call.
I think
it's like the tools when you're getting your nails done. It comes out of that secret box and it's all like sterilized and yes.
And I feel like he does that move from the movie The Accountant with Ben Affleck, where before he gets to work, he does the he does that, and then he starts, and then I just feel like he would. So he's gonna study more in terms of this fight. He's meticulous. He's gonna watch film of Zion and blowing out the shoe, so he knows to avoid that. Like he's gonna be very meticulous. I just don't know if all the studying and all of the psychopath in the world will be enough to counter, because and also I feel like Zion's going to be like half-assing the fight, and then JJ, like I said, he's a talker. He's going to say that one thing. Maybe he'll say something about Zion's mama. And since Zion's mama was his coach,
rage.
Just done.
That's okay. So are we agreed? So we have the age favors Zion, size favors Zion.
Yes.
But for some reason, are we both thinking JJ Redick wins this fight?
I think JJ Redick is winning the fight, and then he's going to say that thing that snaps Zion into killer mode. And as long as his endurance hasn't gone down too much, as long as he's still got that George Foreman puncher's chance,
that's all you need.
It's over.
Who's Coach K backing? Do we know? Who do we think?
Oh man, who's Coach K back? Well, see, I think you have to say who does Coach K back next year, because now he's still in Duke.
That's
he's
fair.
Still in it.
Yeah.
I think you have to wait till he retires, and then he'll be like JJ, where once JJ's out of the league, I'm hoping that
Oh, I hope he's telling
once Coach
stories.
K retires, he starts a podcast and he just starts letting fly. Let me tell you about that a-hole Grant Hill. It just starts
Yes.
like, whoa.
I would, that would be my favorite podcast in the world if that's what happens. If he comes out and just starts, every story comes out. Because you know he's got
Coach
stories.
K?
He's got great stories.
Yes. Of course he's got stories. So,
All right,
yeah,
this is our first. This is our first official who wins a fight. You and I disagree because I don't think JJ will be able to trigger Zion enough. I think I give the edge to JJ Redick. I think he's got the sharper edges, the cunning, if you will, from years of experience of being a cheating turd at Duke. I love you, JJ Redick. It's just all in fun. It's all in fun. By the way,
it's like he knows how to be a cheating asshole.
He knows
he's gonna win.
He's good with the words. Those words are, trust me, I know words can hurt people's feelings. That's why they're fun.
And Zion's a sensitive dude.
He's a sensitive dude.
As long as he keeps it like on the surface, I agree with you. I think JJ would win unless he says something about Zion's mama.
All right, that's the key.
If he says a mama thing, that's like the magic words that wakes up Zion, and then all hell will break loose, and then Zion will reach over out of the ring, grab Mike Krzyzewski, go full like Starship Trooper and like snap him in half and stuff like that. And he'll just be going nuts. He'll be like the shark from Suicide Squad. And just
yeah.
Nom nom. Oh.
I pay like $200 pay-per-view to watch it. I think that's a good.
I would do that more than any of the Paul fights I've seen so far.
Oh, and I paid for all those stupid things like the dumbass.
Oh, Beadle.
Oh, trust me, I'm done. I'm VPNing or whatever the hell it is you're supposed to do and steal it next time. I can't do it again.
I was in a casino one time and I watched a Paul Woodley won the first one.
Yeah, one.
I can't believe we have
to. Yeah, why are we doing
that? But I watched that one and I was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, bad. It's real bad.
It's that thing where like an actor who you've never seen do comedy before says they're gonna host SNL, and then they do it, and then they're awful, and you're like, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah. Like,
but on the off chance that it maybe was good, you needed to be there. You needed to watch.
Yeah, you had to say, yes, I saw when Eli Manning nailed that monologue.
Monologue.
You have to say I saw it.
It's the hardest part. No one's there to
Eli
save you.
Under the bus.
Okay, so that's our first Fight Club. We've got a second thing. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's Aaron Rodgers versus his own bowel movements. That's next. Welcome back. Brad Williams, our guest today, doing all kinds of great things. We just discussed Zion versus JJ Redick. That's the obvious topic of conversation today. But Aaron Rodgers back on the Pat McAfee show this week, which was good because I wasn't sure how that schedule was going to work once football was over. It was a lot about. He's just in a very zen place. If you listen to the interview, it sounds like he's in a very sort of did a lot of gratitude. Had some Instagram posts about gratitude and the people in his life. But the news wasn't anything about his career. But what we did learn, and forgive me for when I butcher most of these words, but he did a Panchakarma cleanse, a method of cleansing the body from all unwanted waste after lubricating it. One of my favorite fun words to say. It's from the Ayurvedic. You know what? I think I'm nailing that. Anyways, it's a diet, right? It's a mixture of 2 grains that are easily digestible and ghee, which is that clarified butter that some people were doing with their coffee for a while there. No cold drinks, cold food, caffeine, white sugar, recreational drugs, alcohol, dairy products, restricted on that. Basically, you're taking a big ass rest. But here's the picture. This is the picture painter. 3 days of ghee therapy. Which is basically you consume ghee until you evacuate at both ends. Lovely way of putting that. 1 day of therapeutic vomiting. 1 day of laxative therapy. 3 days of herb drops in the old nose. Many days of enemas, yoga, and meditation throughout.
All right.
You're.
I have many thoughts.
So many thoughts.
one day of, what'd you say? Evacuation.
The
Evacuating
therapeutic vomiting. Therapeutic,
Oh,
yeah, obviously.
therapeutic vomiting. I think they're playing Coachella next year. Therapeutic vomiting. They're not on the main stage yet. They'll get there.
They'll get there.
A day of vomiting. Wow.
Just on purpose.
Yeah, a day of vomiting. I'm wondering which. All right. When
So
he
much.
does his own research, which is what he said that he likes to do.
Sure.
I'm going to do my own research. Did he do more research on the vaccine before refusing it, or this cleanse before doing it?
I mean,
I don't know.
There's a lot of words in this one. It seems like a lot of thought went into this.
I love how, like, when he was talking about why he didn't take the vaccine, he's like, yeah, for a couple of my friends, it knocked him out for a couple of days. Yeah, your 12-day cleanse had a day vomiting.
A day. Just one whole day of vomiting. And another whole day of laxatives. What?
Just, my to-do list with my daughter is sometimes a full day of cleaning up things that have evacuated from her body.
That's fair.
And I don't even like doing that. I can't imagine if it was me actually do a full day of vomiting. All right, so what do you got on the schedule? All right, I got to go to yoga on Tuesday. I'm having Devontae over for Bunko on Wednesday. I don't know why I have them playing Bunko.
I don't either. That's a flash.
And then on Thursday, oh yeah, sorry, I can't have lunch on Thursday. I'm doing a full day of vomiting.
Yes. And okay, so let me ask you this. Is there a piece
Do you have a
though?
vomiting playlist?
That's my question. Do you have a vomiting playlist? Are you alone? Or do you have to is there a person with you sort of inducing these things? Or is this like a spiritual, you have to be by yourself and do all of this? I don't know. I mean
don't get me wrong, because he also said that he needed it was like he obtained a mindset of intense gratitude during this time. And I'm like, yeah, if I'm vomiting and shitting for 12 days straight, you could like kick me in the nuts while I'm listening to Nickelback for a month, and I'll be like,
dare you?
Way better. That was way better.
Thank you.
That was way better than vomiting and shitting for 12 days.
How much weight do you lose? Like, I'm not like that. Of course, it's such a chick thing. I'm like, well, how many do you think I could drop 15 pounds?
Yeah.
How's
what
that
kind
work?
of pounds would I lose?
Yeah, what are we talking here?
Can I fit into my bridesmaid's dress?
Am I gonna have to do this? Like, it feels like it's no. My favorite part about it is the specificity of everything. Like 1 day, 3 day, but then it's just many days of enemas. Many days. And also, are you administering enemas to yourself? Are these professionally administered? Like, how does that work?
With some of his opinions over the pandemic, I knew he could fit his own head up his ass. But I wasn't sure. I don't know if he's administering the own enema. Clearly, he has a lot of skill with both opinions going out of his ass. He can talk out of his ass. He can stick his head up his ass. So maybe I think he's doing it by himself.
There's a theme here. There's a theme here.
And I feel bad because Rodgers once actually saw me perform in Montreal at the Montreal Comedy Festival back when he was dating Olivia Munn, Love the Munn, and they talked to me afterward. They were very nice. They were very sweet, and they were really great. So I feel bad saying all this stuff about him, but it's kind of funny.
It's all right. We evolve. We all evolve into something else, or whatever it is we are, and it is what it is. And
you can see behind me, I'm a major Denver Broncos fan. I'm still hoping he comes to the Broncos. So
there it is.
I'm saying,
there it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what makes sports great. I can think you're a jackass, but if you're going to be good for my team, I'm in, baby. Bring it.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
I look. He has been nothing if not a source of entertainment this year. And it's run the gamut from, some serious stuff, which is not really things that I joke about because I'm like, whatever. But this, I think, is this is free, right? We can all laugh about pooping and vomiting for 12 days. Like, if you're not laughing at that, and I'm not sitting here debating whether or not the spiritual aspect of this is good or not. I'm sure it's cleansing and eye-opening and all the things he says it is. I don't have the strength, the willpower, or the desire to do it. That's all. I'm not eating ghee and not going to eat. Like, look, I like an animal as much as the next guy. But many days is where I draw the line. Once in a while, do you?
Yeah. Hey, man.
That's it.
I installed a bidet in my house. So
you fancy ass. That's what I want.
Literally fancy ass. Literally.
It's on my list. I want one so bad.
It's the greatest.
The bidet toilet or a separate bidet?
A bidet toilet.
Oh, like the ones in Vegas? God, I love those.
Yeah, so
things.
I'm on the thing. I hit the button. It's got a seat warmer.
Man, you never leave your bathroom.
Beadle. I never. Let me tell you one thing. If there was one thing I miss on the road when I'm not home, I should say my wife and baby. I should say that.
Yeah, you should,
but I mean the bidet. Oh, it's
on my list, dude. Every holiday, I'm like, anybody want to get me a bidet toilet, or is today the day? Like that's
what?
It's my gift. I want it.
Treat yourself, okay?
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. You have some sort of, I don't know if that's Ninja Turtles behind you.
Buck Hunter and NBA Jam.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Solid
an adult's room. That's all this is. That's where I reside.
If I turn this slightly to that way, you'll see.
Yes.
You'll see something similar.
You're growing up stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this would be my daughter's favorite room in the house. But like,
God,
you buy Buck Hunter and NBA Jam for yourself because it makes you happy. I would argue that the bidet will make you infinitely more happy than NBA Jam, and you can still use some of the same sound effects. You have some Texas chili, and it's like he's on fire. Hit the bidet, bam.
Oh my God! If there was ever a place for a break, I'm pretty sure this is it. Quick break, coming back, recapping.
You don't need more hot bidet talk.
No, but I hope we get a sponsor out of this. Good Lord willing. Whew, I hope the bidet people are listening.
What is it, Kohl's?
Oh, there's a couple.
Toilet?
There are a couple brands that, trust me, I've done a lot of research on this. We'll just come back and we'll wrap it up and then talk. I just want you to, plug it. By the way, my favorite part about this is when we were talking to The Athletic before we launched this thing, is like, well, what would a podcast that you'd want to do be about? And honestly, my first thing and first three things was like, I'd like to talk about bidets as much as possible. And they were like, that won't work. And yet here we are proving the experts wrong.
Yeah.
Once again, bidet talk does work, ladies and gentlemen. It's what everybody wants to talk about. It's Aaron Rodgers giving us topics that will make us all succeed. Aaron Rodgers, you've done it again, sir. Zion, JJ, can't wait for this fight. I will pay $200, maybe $300 for a pay-per-view. And Brad Williams, more than any of those things, I cannot wait to have another excuse to go to Vegas to see your ass in Mad Apple. I am so happy for you, dude. Congratulations.
My very cleansed bidet ass.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'll know secrets. I'll be like, I know something about that guy up there. Tell anybody around me.
That's why he's moving so freely.
That's what gives him his punch.
Clean tushy. So yeah, Mad Apple, Cirque Du Soleil, New York hotel and casino starting in May 12th. I'm there May 12th through August 18th.
Perfect.
If you can't make it out to Vegas, but you have a comedy club near you, go to bradwilliamscomedy.com. See where I'm touring. I'm touring up until I have to do the Vegas show, and then the tour keeps going after the Vegas run is done, unless I do like 2 months of the Vegas run and then they throw a bag of money at me and I'm like, yeah, I'll stay.
Yes. Oh, I will 100% be seeing this. I am beyond stoked. I love Cirque Du Soleil. I love you. This is like the perfect situation. What a great day, Brad. I'm so happy you came on. I missed you, buddy.
I'm thrilled. I get to plug my Vegas show. We do some bidet talk.
Just talking some shit.
I get to find out that you have NBA Jam and Buck Hunter in your house, which the next time I come to LOL Comedy Club, and am I allowed to say where you live?
Oh yeah.
Am I allowed to say the city?
No,
Yeah.
I'm on witness protection.
I mean, I don't know
San
what kind of
Antonio.
stalkers you got, Beadle.
I invite. No, you know what? It's been so long since I've had a stalker. I almost miss one. Like it's like, well, where are they? They've forgotten about me. They've moved on.
Are you on WikiFeet?
Believe yes. Somebody pointed that out to me.
Are you on Celebrity WikiFeet?
I didn't know. Like I thought logically, oh, I know what that is, but I didn't know what that is. That's a specific kind of creep right there. But God bless them. You know what? People like feet. I think feet are gross, but you do you. That's on.
Hey man, I'm bummed I don't have a foot fetish. Can you imagine how great my life would be?
Yeah.
At 4'4", so close to the ground. If I had a foot fetish, I would just walk around all day like, yeah.
I see it all.
And
on that note, Brad Williams, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you.